Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at the Egypt Energy Show or EGYPES 2025 in Cairo. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me in the studio today Philip Whittaker, the Executive Vice President of Global Services at Harbour Energy. Thank you so much, Philip, for being with us today. And welcome to EGYPES 2025 in Cairo. It's your first time around. What are your impressions?
It's my first time around, and it's our first time around as Harbour Energy, but of course our predecessor companies have been here for operating for over 50 years. So in many ways it's new, but it's old as well. A few first impressions. I think an event like this, you can always take something from the energy of the attendees, the energy of the exhibitors, and that's as good as I've ever been. Secondly, from the tone that's set in the opening ceremony. Now, what you could see there was a very clear tone of ambition, of commerciality, and of partnership. And for those of us at Harbour Energy, they're three very important words for us. We're a very ambitious company. We want to work in ambitious places, and we're committed to being good partners in the countries that we operate in, and that was clearly set at yesterday's opening ceremony. So delighted to be here, and we'd love to welcome colleagues onto our stand and continue the conversation.
I think two very important points that you said there about partnership and collaboration. And Egypt is increasingly growing in stature as an important energy hub. How important is it for Harbour Energy in its portfolio?
So within our portfolio, MENA is one of a number of regions, and within MENA, Egypt is by far the dominant producer. We produce around 28,000 barrels per day here in 2024. And what we did with our our acquisition of Wintershall Dea's global upstream portfolio last year was to do a number of things. We diversified our business into multiple regions. We increased the optionality in the business, and we lowered the carbon of the business. And MENA was part of all of those moves. And so what we're looking forward, it's early days post the acquisition, but what we're looking forward to is to better understanding and capitalizing upon, of course, the incredible regional demand that we see here in MENA, and proving that we can be a good long-term partner in the region and within Egypt.
So Philip, Harbour Energy has been on a very, very impressive growth spree in recent years. And how do you see the acquisition of Wintershall Dea contributing to that growth in the years ahead?
So we completed the acquisition of most of Wintershall Dea's upstream assets in September 2024. So we're 6 months in. That acquisition was part of a string of acquisitions that we made. The company was founded in 2014 and then made our first major transaction in 2017. And since then, this was the fourth transaction, which has taken us from a mere 17,000 barrels per day in 2017 to approaching 500,000 barrels today. Now, what it meant was that we had a huge increase in scale, optionality. We're listed on the London Stock Exchange, but we became investment grade with that. So it's given us a platform for further growth. Now, we're committed to further M&A. It's always going to be a platform of how Harbour grows. But also what the portfolio of this scale and our investability now brings is the ability also to invest in selected both incremental and project level developments. And we're looking forward to understanding more about those in the MENA region.
Energy demand growth, particularly in developing markets, is still a challenging narrative no matter what size the producer. So how is Harbour Energy striking that critical balance between ensuring energy demand growth as well as a low emissions future?
I think you've hit the perfect word there, which is a balance between the two. Far too often it's painted as a black and white binary picture. Growth, demand, sustainability. We're not going to find the solution if we don't find the middle ground between them. Now, what I found most successfully within our own portfolio is that when we find solutions which drive operational excellence, which are right for our operations, right for our investors, right for efficiency, right for our stakeholders, so often they're right for cost and for our emissions as well. So as examples, very often powertrain efficiency is one of the dominant causes of emissions from our scope 1 and 2 upstream emissions. When you improve powertrain efficiency or only use the power you need, you reduce fuel needs, you reduce emissions, you drive down asset costs, and you increase longevity of those assets to enable longer term recovery. So I think it's this idea of virtuous circles in terms of combining the challenge of growth with the challenge of sustainability is where the opportunity lies for all of us in the business.
Absolutely look forward to that growth and that journey for Harbour Energy in its new sort of role here in the Middle East.
Pleasure to talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Philip, for your excellent insights. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on social media to know when this interview goes live. I'll be back with more studio interviews from Egypt 2025 in Cairo. Until then, goodbye.